Hi, everybody. We're heading towards the end of the course, but for me, it's not the end of the project. It's part of my PhD research project. But in this specific project, I focus on this question. I used the mixed method using questionnaire and focus group. And for the data analysis, I used descriptive statistics and content analysis. And the research takes place at the Technion. For content analysis, I based on the professional social responsibility development model that has 3 rounds. And I will just mention the third one, that describes how a moral obligation to help is tied to professional identity. And this is something that I'm looking for in my research. And I also used the bottom-up method. Using the bottom-up method, I came up with these main codes. I've asked the students to give me example of social challenges that they, as a future scientist and engineer, can help to address and solve. And the example were from these fields, as you can see here. And here are some of the quotes that were relate to these codes. So for a disadvantaged population, the student referred to using technology to assist immigrants problem. Another example is assistance to destitute elderly. Example for challenges related to society, citizenship, and politics were improving life quality of citizens or supporting legislation regarding technology development that the student think that in most cases are being made by people who do not have the relevant background. Another example were for education and higher education. One example is promoting education in the Arab society. Civilian infrastructure, where one example is routing the use of public transportation on holidays time, especially in China. So in terms of social awareness, it seems that the student has it. They know how they, as future scientists and engineers, can help solve a problem. And the examples are from a wide range of the fields of our daily life. However, when I had a focus group in which I presented the students some of the finding, and then we had a discussion, it was very evident that the students separate their studying at the Technion and the higher education ecosystem from the real world. And the first quote express it. My feeling is that in our studies, the focus is the grade. I mean, when I do homework, even if I think about those considerations, most of my time I deal with technical issue. Another example is express the feeling that they have that they are maybe a small part in a bigger chain and they don't think they can have the impact on the society. It depends on the employee level. For example, if I am one of 1,000 programmers that works in Facebook and happen to be the one that wrote the segment that Cambridge Analytica used, I don't think I could have sent an email to Zuckerberg. And this is what the student think he can send to Zuckerberg. Another understanding is the importance of the local context, in this case, the Israeli context. Many of the technological development in Israel and the high-tech society is based on defense and military technological development. And the students are coming with this state of mind. Generally, there is a separation between technological work and the use of it. My personal experience is based on military consideration. The programmers don't even know what their work will be used for it. It is very classified. So while the students have a sense of social awareness and they are aware of their professional ability and how this ability could be used to help others, their studies do not foster the ties between moral obligation to help and their professional identity. But at the end of the focus group, I asked the student to write in the chat box one thought that came into their mind during the presentation. And this quote express some positive thinking about the change that could be done in their program. If you ignore social consideration at your work, you may realize that you worked for nothing. And should we change science and engineering program in a way that emphasize ethics? So I think that the research may shed a light on science and engineering education, and in light of social responsibility, it portrayed the current situation of the student perception, and it contributes to the discourse about the incorporation of social sciences into science and engineering education. And I think that this subject is very important, especially in the context of the fragile fabric of the Israeli society. And I wish us all better days and good luck.